Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin shows a slight upward trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI consistently remains above the oversold level of 20, indicating a generally bullish sentiment, although it has been fluctuating between 40 and 55. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, suggesting increased volatility. Considering the support price of $67,800 and the forecast for the next week, I recommend a long position strategy. Entry price should be $68,800, placing the stop loss slightly below the support level at $67,700 to mitigate potential losses. The target price will be $70,900, aligning with the forecast and the upper Bollinger Band. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI dips below 40, we will enter a long position at $68,800, with a stop loss at $67,700. If the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it signals a potential buying opportunity, also entering at $68,800 with the same stop loss. The target price remains $70,900. This combined strategy leverages both momentum and volatility indicators to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Ethereum shows a mixed trend with periods of consolidation and upward movement. The RSI consistently remains within the 40 to 52 range, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been relatively narrow, suggesting low volatility. Given this, I recommend a moderately bullish strategy focusing on short-term price fluctuations. I suggest entering a long position at $2,000, anticipating a continuation of the recent upward trend. Set a stop loss at $1,970, just below the established support level, to mitigate potential losses. A reasonable target price would be $2,070, aligning with the upper Bollinger Band and recent resistance levels. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Band signals. When the RSI dips below 40, indicating an oversold condition, consider entering a long position at $1,980. Place a stop loss at $1,940 and set a target price at $2,050. Conversely, when the RSI exceeds 80, indicating an overbought condition, consider a short position at $2,070, with a stop loss at $2,100 and a target price at $2,030. Combining these three strategies, the most efficient portfolio would be a long position at $2,000 with a stop loss at $1,970 and a target price at $2,070, as it aligns with the prevailing trend and offers a favorable risk-reward ratio. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB shows a slight upward trend. The RSI consistently stays above 40, indicating that the asset is not severely oversold. The Bollinger Bands have been fluctuating, but the price has generally remained within the bands, suggesting moderate volatility. Considering the support price of $628 and the resistance price of $781, we can implement a strategy that leverages these levels. I recommend a long position with an entry price of $629. The stop loss should be set just below the support level at $627 to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price will be $647, aligning with the upper Bollinger Band and a reasonable price increase based on the forecast. To enhance the strategy, we can incorporate RSI signals. If the RSI drops below 20, it indicates an oversold condition, signaling a potential buying opportunity. Conversely, if the RSI exceeds 80, it suggests an overbought condition, prompting a consideration for selling. The predicted forecast price of $643 on March 20, 2026, provides a secondary target. However, I suggest adjusting the target price to $655 if the RSI reaches 60, indicating continued bullish momentum. This portfolio combines the support and resistance levels with the RSI and Bollinger Band indicators for a balanced and potentially high-return investment. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP demonstrates a sideways trend with support at $1.34 and resistance at $1.43. The RSI fluctuates around 40 to 48, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is currently near the middle band, suggesting a period of consolidation. Considering the forecast for the next week, the price is expected to hover around $136 to $138. Therefore, a conservative strategy focusing on short-term price movements within this range is recommended. I propose a combined RSI and Bollinger Band strategy. We will enter a long position when the price touches the lower Bollinger Band and the RSI is below 40, signaling a potential oversold condition. The entry price would be $1.35. To mitigate risk, a stop-loss order will be placed just below the lower Bollinger Band at $1.33. The target price will be set at the middle Bollinger Band, around $1.38. This strategy aims to capitalize on short-term bounces within the established trading range. This combined strategy offers a balance between risk and reward, suitable for the current market conditions. Based on the historical data and forecast, Solana exhibits a generally upward trend, although with some volatility. The price has been fluctuating between a support of $85.2 and a resistance of $91. The RSI values have remained largely within the 40 to 51 range, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands show periods of contraction and expansion, suggesting varying levels of volatility. Given the current trend and forecast, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $84.3. To manage risk, set a stop-loss order at $81.8, below the recent low. A reasonable target price would be $87.9, aligning with the forecast price and the upper Bollinger Band. To optimize the portfolio, I propose a combined strategy utilizing RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. We will implement a modified RSI strategy, entering a long position when the RSI dips below 40 and exiting when it reaches 70. We will also use the Bollinger Bands to confirm the trend, entering when the price breaks above the upper band and exiting when it falls below the lower band. Finally, we will respect the support and resistance levels, using the support as a potential entry point and the resistance as a target. Combining these three strategies, we will enter a long position at $84.9. The stop-loss will be set at $83.2, just below the support level. The target price will be $87.1, close to the forecast price. This combined approach aims to capitalize on the upward trend while mitigating potential losses. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON shows a slight upward trend. The price has been fluctuating between a support of $0.286 and a resistance of $0.294. The RSI has been oscillating around the midpoint, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing recently, suggesting a period of consolidation before a potential breakout. Considering the forecast prices, which are consistently above the recent closing prices, I recommend a long position. We will enter a long position at $0.292, placing a stop-loss order at $0.286 to protect against downside risk. The initial target price will be $0.297, aligning with the forecast price and the upper Bollinger Band. To refine the strategy, we will incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Bands. If the RSI falls below 30, indicating an oversold condition, we will enter a long position at the prevailing price, setting a stop-loss at $0.286 and a target price at $0.294. Conversely, if the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, we will enter a long position at that price, with a stop-loss at $0.283 and a target price at the middle Bollinger Band plus $0.01. This combined strategy aims to capitalize on both momentum and mean reversion, optimizing returns while managing risk. The final portfolio will prioritize the forecast price strategy with a slight adjustment based on the RSI and Bollinger Band signals. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogecoin shows a sideways trend with consolidation around the $0.09 mark. The RSI fluctuates between 40 and 50, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. However, the forecast for the next week suggests a slight upward movement, potentially reaching $0.0955. Considering these factors, I recommend a moderately bullish strategy focusing on short-term gains. We will implement a strategy based on the Bollinger Bands, aiming to capitalize on minor price fluctuations. The entry price will be $0.0918, coinciding with the first forecast price and a slight dip below the center of the Bollinger Bands. A stop-loss order will be placed at $0.0893, just below the established support price, to limit potential losses. The target price will be set at $0.0955, aligning with the highest forecast price for the week and the upper Bollinger Band. This strategy aims for a quick profit by riding the anticipated upward momentum. The risk-reward ratio is favorable, and the strategy is designed to be actively managed, with potential adjustments based on real-time price action and further indicator analysis. Based on the historical data and forecast, Cardano has been in a downtrend, with prices fluctuating between a support of $0.25 and a resistance of $0.297. The RSI consistently remains below 50, indicating a prevailing bearish sentiment. The Bollinger Bands show a narrowing trend, suggesting a potential breakout. Considering the forecast for the next week, with prices hovering around $0.254 to $0.263, and the RSI staying in the 38.9 to 45.9 range, a conservative strategy is recommended. I suggest a long position entry at $0.255, placing a stop-loss at $0.245 to limit potential losses. The initial target price should be $0.263, aiming to capitalize on a potential bounce from the support level and a move towards the middle of the Bollinger Bands. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI signals. When the RSI dips below 30, oversold, it signals a potential buying opportunity. If the RSI falls to 28, enter a long position at $0.25. Set a stop-loss at $0.24 to protect against further downside. The first target price is $0.26, aligning with the center of the Bollinger Bands. If the price reaches $0.26, and the RSI is below 70, consider moving the stop-loss to the entry price of $0.25 to secure profits and potentially ride further upward momentum. The second target price is $0.27. This combined RSI and Bollinger Band strategy offers a balanced approach, leveraging both momentum and volatility indicators for optimal risk-reward. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin Cash shows a downtrend with periods of consolidation. The RSI consistently hovers below 42, indicating oversold conditions, particularly between February 28 and March 13. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is currently near the lower band, suggesting a potential rebound. Considering the support price of $444 and the forecast for March 14, 2026, at $447, I recommend a long position. Entry price should be $447, with a stop-loss at $444 to limit potential losses. The initial target price is $454, based on the recent high of $454 on March 13, 2026. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Band signals. When the RSI dips below 30 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it's a strong buy signal. Therefore, we will add a second target price of $460, aligning with the recent resistance. The strategy combines the oversold RSI with the Bollinger Band's confirmation, offering a balanced approach. This portfolio is designed to capitalize on short-term price rebounds while mitigating downside risk with a clear stop-loss mechanism. Based on the historical data and forecast, Chainlink shows a generally upward trend with fluctuations. The RSI consistently remains above 40, indicating a neutral to slightly bullish momentum. The Bollinger Bands have been contracting recently, suggesting a period of consolidation before a potential breakout. Considering these factors, I propose a combined strategy utilizing RSI and Bollinger Bands to maximize returns. We will implement a long position when the price touches the support level of $8.54 and the RSI is below 45. The entry price will be $8.54. To mitigate risk, the stop-loss will be set at $8.44. The initial target price will be $9.04, based on the resistance level and a reasonable profit margin. As the forecast indicates a potential upward movement, we will adjust the strategy to capitalize on this momentum. If the price reaches $9.04, we will move the stop-loss to the break-even point, $8.54, to secure profits. If the price continues to rise and touches the upper Bollinger Band, we will take partial profits at $9.35, aligning with the previous resistance level. A final target price of $9.5 will be set if the price breaks above $9.35, based on the potential for further upward movement. This dynamic approach combines the benefits of RSI and Bollinger Bands to generate high returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Stellar shows a slight upward trend, though it has been fluctuating. The RSI consistently stays between 37.8 and 53.9, indicating that the asset is neither significantly oversold nor overbought. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing, suggesting decreasing volatility. The forecast for the next week predicts a continued upward trajectory, albeit a modest one, with prices ranging from $0.158 to $0.166. Considering these factors, I recommend a moderately bullish strategy focusing on short-term gains. Our strategy will involve a series of short-term long positions. We'll enter a long position at $0.158, placing a stop-loss order at $0.157 to limit potential losses. Our initial target price will be $0.164, aiming for a reasonable profit. If the price reaches $0.164, we'll move the stop-loss to the entry price of $0.158 to secure profits and protect against a sudden reversal. If the price continues to rise and reaches $0.166, we will take profits at $0.166. This strategy combines RSI signals, Bollinger Bands observations, and support/resistance levels to maximize potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Compound shows a slight upward trend, with the recent price hovering around $18.5. The RSI indicator fluctuates between 36.7 and 53.0, indicating periods of oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been contracting recently, suggesting a period of consolidation before a potential breakout. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position with an entry price of $17.8. The stop-loss should be set at $16.4, just below the lower Bollinger Band, to protect against a potential downside reversal. A target price of $19.2 is set, aligning with the forecast price and the recent resistance level. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate RSI signals. If the RSI falls below 20, oversold, it signals a buying opportunity. Conversely, if the RSI exceeds 80, overbought, it suggests selling. Therefore, if the price drops to $17.8 and the RSI is below 20, enter a long position. Place the stop-loss at $16.4 and aim for a target price of $19.2. This combined approach, leveraging both Bollinger Bands and RSI, offers a robust and potentially high-return investment strategy for Compound. Based on the historical data and forecast, Conflux shows an overall upward trend, supported by the consistently increasing forecast prices from $0.0529 to $0.0596. The RSI values have been climbing, ending at 61.5, indicating a strong bullish momentum and nearing the overbought level of 80. Considering the Bollinger Bands, the price has recently moved above the upper band, suggesting a potential continuation of the upward trend. Therefore, I recommend a long position strategy. Entry price will be $0.0529, with a stop-loss placed just below the support level at $0.051 to limit potential losses. The initial target price will be $0.0576, aligning with the forecast price for March 19, 2026, and a secondary target price of $0.0596, reflecting the forecast for March 20, 2026. To refine the strategy, I will integrate an RSI-based adjustment. If the RSI falls below 40, consider taking partial profits at $0.0576 and setting a new stop-loss slightly above the center of the Bollinger Bands, around $0.051. This will help protect profits and adjust to potential short-term pullbacks. If the price reaches $0.0596, take full profits. This portfolio combines trend analysis, forecast data, and technical indicators to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. The strategy prioritizes capitalizing on the predicted upward momentum while incorporating safeguards against unforeseen market fluctuations. Based on the historical data and forecast, Maple Finance shows a slight upward trend with increased volatility. The RSI consistently hovers between 38.8 and 55.7, indicating periods of both oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have widened recently, suggesting increasing price fluctuations. Considering these factors, I recommend a combined strategy leveraging RSI and Bollinger Bands for optimal returns. We will initiate a long position on March 14, 2026, at $0.236. The stop loss will be set at $0.217, just below the recent support level and the lower Bollinger Band. The initial target price will be $0.258, aligning with the forecast price and the upper Bollinger Band. To refine the strategy, we will use the RSI to adjust the position. If the RSI drops below 20, indicating an oversold condition, we will hold the position, anticipating a rebound. Conversely, if the RSI reaches 80, suggesting an overbought condition, we will take partial profits at $0.253 and move the stop loss to the recent break-even price of $0.236 to protect gains. This dynamic approach, combining Bollinger Bands for trend identification and RSI for fine-tuning, aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. The final target price will be $0.258, capitalizing on the forecast price movement. Based on the historical data and forecast, World Liberty Financial shows a downtrend with fluctuating volatility. The RSI consistently stays below 50, indicating a weakening momentum. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, suggesting increased price fluctuations. The forecast for the next week predicts continued downward pressure, with prices hovering around $0.0983 to $0.1. Considering these factors, I recommend a short selling strategy. We will enter a short position at $0.103, placing a stop loss at $0.108 to protect against unexpected upward movements. The initial target price will be $0.098, aiming to capitalize on the predicted downward trend. To refine the strategy, we'll incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI falls below 30, oversold, we will hold the position. If the price touches the lower band of the Bollinger Bands, we will consider tightening the stop loss to $0.097. Conversely, if the RSI reaches 80, overbought, or the price touches the upper band, we will exit the short position and reevaluate the market conditions. The final target price will be $0.09, aiming for a more substantial profit as the downward trend persists. This layered approach allows for dynamic adjustments based on real-time market signals, maximizing potential returns while minimizing risks. Based on the historical data and forecast, Render shows a clear upward trend with increasing momentum. The RSI consistently moved above 50, indicating bullish sentiment, and recently reached 69.8, approaching the overbought level of 80. The forecast prices predict a continued upward trajectory, potentially reaching $1.9. The Bollinger Bands also suggest a strengthening trend, with the price consistently moving towards the upper band. Therefore, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $1.62, placing a stop-loss order at $1.55 to protect against potential downside risks. The initial target price will be $1.8, based on the forecast and the upper Bollinger Band. To further optimize returns, we will implement a trailing stop-loss strategy. Once the price reaches $1.8, we will adjust the stop-loss to $1.65, securing partial profits while allowing for further upside potential. If the price continues to rise, we will adjust the stop-loss again at $1.75. The final target price will be $1.9, aligning with the forecast high. This strategy combines RSI signals, Bollinger Bands analysis, and price forecasts to maximize potential gains while minimizing risk. This portfolio provides a dynamic and adaptive approach to capitalize on the current bullish trend of Render. Based on the historical data and forecast, Just shows a clear uptrend, consistently testing and breaking through resistance levels. The RSI consistently stays above 60, indicating a bullish momentum, and has reached overbought levels several times, suggesting potential pullbacks but not a trend reversal. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, indicating increased volatility and potential for further price movement. The forecast data suggests continued upward momentum, with prices expected to reach $0.0581. Therefore, my strategy is to implement a long position with a focus on riding the uptrend. My recommended strategy is to enter a long position at $0.0537. Given the recent RSI readings and the widening Bollinger Bands, a stop loss should be placed slightly below the bottom of the Bollinger Band, at $0.05. For the target price, I suggest $0.0581, aligning with the forecast data and the established resistance levels. This strategy balances the potential for high returns with a reasonable risk management approach, capitalizing on the current bullish trend while protecting against unexpected downturns. This approach combines the strengths of the three indicators to maximize the potential for high returns. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bittensor demonstrates a clear uptrend. The price has consistently moved upward, breaking through resistance levels and showing strong momentum. The RSI indicator confirms this, with values trending above 50 and reaching 70.8 on March 13, 2026, indicating strong buying pressure. Furthermore, the Bollinger Bands have been widening, suggesting increasing volatility and potential for further price movement. Given the forecast prices for March 14 to 20, 2026, which predict continued upward movement, I recommend a long position. My strategy is to enter a long position at $212. The stop loss should be set at $208 to protect against a potential pullback. The initial target price is $238, aligning with the forecast price on March 19, 2026. If the price reaches $238, I will move the stop loss to $230 to lock in profits and allow for further upside potential. The final target price is $245, based on the forecast price on March 20, 2026. This strategy combines technical indicators and forecast data to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, DeXe shows a strong upward trend, consistently pushing towards the resistance level of $5.09. The RSI values have been largely above 60, indicating bullish momentum, and recently reached over 70, suggesting a potential overbought condition. The Bollinger Bands have been expanding, indicating increased volatility and price movement. Considering these factors, I propose a long position strategy with an entry price of $4.27. A stop loss should be placed slightly below the support level at $4.49, setting it at $4.47 to account for potential minor pullbacks. The initial target price is set at $4.63, aligning with the forecast for March 20, 2026. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI drops below 30, indicating an oversold condition, we can consider adding to our position at $4.28. Conversely, if the price touches the upper Bollinger Band, indicating an overbought condition, we can consider taking partial profits at $4.5. The final target price should be $4.63, and if the price reaches this level, we can consider moving the stop loss to break even to protect profits. This combined strategy leverages the upward trend, RSI signals, and Bollinger Bands to maximize potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, official TRON shows a volatile trend with a recent upward momentum. The RSI indicates oversold conditions earlier in the period, followed by a move into overbought territory on March 13. The Bollinger Bands suggest periods of consolidation and expansion, indicating potential breakout opportunities. Considering this, I recommend a combined strategy leveraging RSI and Bollinger Bands for optimal returns. We will initiate a long position at $3.19, coinciding with the first forecast price and a potential retracement. A stop loss will be placed at $3.13, just below the recent low, to limit potential losses. The initial target price is set at $3.59, aligning with the forecast high for the week and a reasonable profit margin. To refine the strategy, we'll incorporate Bollinger Band signals. If the price touches the lower band, it suggests a potential buying opportunity, while a touch of the upper band signals a possible sell. Given the upward trend and the forecast, we will maintain the long position until the price reaches $3.59 or the RSI exceeds 80, indicating overbought conditions. If the RSI reaches 80, we will close the position and consider a short position if the price approaches the resistance level of $4.27. This combined approach balances risk and reward, capitalizing on both momentum and volatility.